Yeah. I love Korean markets. They're my favorite. I love any kind of like ethnic market, Latin, Asian, South Asian, East Indian, the whole 9 yards. Yeah. It's super fun. And like I said, they have jalapeno and they have garlic as well. So you just add a little bit of water and they rehydrate and presto. Or you could grind it up in a spice grinder and add it to a spice blend, and that'd be really nice too. So and this is the Sri Lankan cinnamon, not the one I'm using today. It's also called true cinnamon, but that's the one you'd find more in the European bakes. It's a lighter flavor. It's not quite as potent. It's much more of a mild underhum. So yes, thank you, Tactical. I'm glad somebody else said that because I 1000% agree with you. I'm half Fijian and half my mom's family's sort of UK, Scotland, that kind of thing. So I grew up in this really fantastic sort of midway through kind of thing. So, and then we are just going to add a little bit of vanilla, or sorry, salt. Let's try salt. We've already added. There we go. 1/4 teaspoon of salt, because you always want to add salt to anything. That always enhances the flavor. It does not make things salty. It just makes them taste better. I'm going to add a little bit of vanilla here. And I don't awesome. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I don't ever measure vanilla because vanilla is delightful and you should add as much as you like because it just makes everything taste better. And then the last thing I need, I also forgot. Apparently I wasn't reading when I was getting ready today.
I like this. This is cute. I want this inside of me.
Thanks, Scotch Bear. We're just going to add a smidge of milk. We just need to loosen it up a bit, and that'll hopefully help with that clumpy brown sugar I've got going on. Thanks, Tactical. I appreciate that. So we're just going to put a splash in here. I use whole milk for everything. As it says in my description, this is mental health food, not health food. I want to make food that makes you happy. I want to make you food that makes you feel good. And yes, I do vegetarian. Yes, I do healthy stuff, but I just want to make the stuff that is worthwhile spending time making. So we're just going to give this a good whisk up here. I'm going to see how the texture is and how this one goddamn lump of brown sugar is not mushing. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Give it another splash here. Need a slight bit looser, not too much. And relatable bucket, yeah. Dr. Veg. What is that line from 2 Weeks Notice? I'm practically a solid, just because of the amount of butter I consume. So, and look at that gorgeous, deep, rich color on that. Like, that is going to taste so nice in our little pies, which is perfect. So we can set that aside, and we're going to get that crust out, and we're going to start rolling those. Also, I'm going to take a peek at that cake. Oh no, we've got 5 minutes. I'll wait. I don't know, Walrus Whimsy. That's awesome. Oh, thank you, Underground. I appreciate that. I was actually just thinking, oh, I'm kind of thirsty. And again, the whole point of tonight was to make things that you can actually make in advance. Thanksgiving is stressful. There's you were so full at the beginning. Yeah. A lot of this stuff, I wanted to make sure that you had something that you could make in advance. Thanksgiving is stressful. We've got lots of stuff going on, especially now that, you know, restrictions have been lifted. We're starting to see more people. We're starting to travel more. We're starting to hang out more. Anything you can get done in advance is a good thing. So pretty much everything I'm making tonight, you can make the components, put them in the fridge, even put them in the freezer for later on. If you're not doing Thanksgiving, you can do them another day. And they'll hold as long as they're wrapped properly or stored properly. They'll be great. And a lot of this you can do. And then, day of, assemble, or even the day before, some of these things you can actually finish tonight, put them in the proper packaging, and they'll be good for a couple days. So that's why I'm doing a lot of this, because I know this will be good for when we do Thanksgiving on Sunday. So I'm going to grab that dough. So this has been spent some time in the freezer and then into the fridge, and I'm very happy with that consistency. You can see that it's still got nice, still a little cold there. We're just going to give it a second. Yeah, just going to start working that. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to work it into about 1/8 of an inch. We just want to get it nice and thin, because then we're going to press it into our muffin tins. Yeah, it's still a little chilly. I'm going to give it a second to warm up there. That'll give us time to check on my cake. Let's see. Yeah, it needs a few more minutes. I'm going to add another 5 minutes to that timer, because it's still pretty loose. That's perfect. That'll give us time to get back to our dough. And I'm going to be doing these in a regular size muffin tin. You could do it in little tart shells if you wanted to. Just need to start working this. I know it's very cold, but you don't want to get it too warm, because then you run the risk of getting sticky, and you also run the risk of that butter warming up too much, and you won't get that nice flaky fix. Or you can end up with dough that looks like Pac-Man. That's entirely possible. Yeah. Oh, a cat, right? I'm not gonna lie. I was pretty excited. It was funny, because I used to own these, and then I lost them. And so I was like, I wonder if someone on YouTube has them. Shocking! Not at all. Yes, somebody does. So I'm like, I'm just gonna download that, because YouTube has that amazing little YouTube downloader. So, oh yes, comes up in the stream elements, just in case the database are hanging around. Happy birthday! Cindy's birthday is on Sunday, or Sunday. So yeah, we love you. And also that picture's giving me life. I don't know what's better, the Cindy with the Pac-Man or funk in the background. That just makes me all sorts of happy. We're just going to flour this a bit, because as it's going to warm up, it's going to make it easier to roll, but it's also going to get stickier, so. And I'm going to go in with the forearms, because you have definitely more power in your forearms, so if you feel like it. And your hands are starting to give up on, yeah, exactly. Yay, database! I'll just put it out in the universe. We love you. I'm just gonna keep talking about your birthday. And that gig looked so amazing. What's that thing in my channel trailer in my opening? I don't need redemptions to make me do squats or anything. Just make me make a pie crust. Why? You do want to work fairly quickly. This is actually cooperating pretty nicely, which I'm really happy about. It's also going to have a fair bit of give when you start pressing it into your muffin tins, so. And I will put these all up on the Discord with their proper quantities. A lot of the things I'm doing tonight, I'm sort of shorting them just because there is just me. and an underground that I need to pay, so. Okay. Try not to talk so you can listen to music instead of listening to me heavy breathing. Perfect, we're not sticking. Happy with thickness. And now, I'm gonna grab a cutter. I'm going to go for one that is about just a little bit bigger than the bottom of your muffin tin. Tactile. No kidding. Well, unfortunately, I live in probably the warmest apartment on the planet, so it is quite often, I'm going to go one bigger than that. Make sure we've got enough up for the side. And we're about 1/4 inch thick here. Except here. There we go. Yeah, so in the summer there is absolutely... I actually tempered chocolate in the summer, which was remarkable for the fact that it actually worked. But that was early summer, and once it started getting later on, there was no way that was ever happening again. So I'm looking forward to getting back to being able to do that. I actually really love. Really? What is your theme music? And all we're going to do is we're just going to start pushing these in, and then we're going to just gently rise them. Is it an original song? That would be super cool. We're just going to start gently working them up the sides. That's the other beauty of this, is you're not going to have a huge thick crust. You're going to get mostly pumpkin pie filling, which is delightful. Just make sure you've got the teeniest, tiniest shot glass. Oh, nice! Oh, that's so cool. It's something that has a bit of an edge on the bottom. You don't need to go to the Sahara to get shot glasses, I promise. Just try and work it up. If you're smart, get your fingernails before you do this, and you won't end up getting nail marks in it, but that's okay. Just want to get sort of an even coat along the bottom. What? Okay, who is this band? I'm dying to know. Because that is flippin' awesome. Like, Juno is the Canadian Grammy, so that's massive. And there are so many talented people in this country, so I'm not surprised. Unleash the Archers. Oh. Sounds really cool. I am definitely going to check that out. Underground, please make a note of that. I really want to find out more about Unleash the Archers. And that's so cool. You have your own, like, opening music. That's amazing. I just steal music off of YouTube right now and hope that I don't get to DMCAs. That's why I talk so much, just so that the algorithm can't hear my music and be like, you don't own this. And I'm like, I know I don't own it. That's okay. And if you do find you've got an air bubble, just try and really push it through. That's awesome. I will definitely be checking that out as soon as I'm done my stream. And thank you again for stopping by. It's so awesome to have new people in. I appreciate it. Especially West Coast. That's fantastic. Alright. This guy's a little thick. I know I'm not going to get a good time trying to move him around. I'm just going to little smoosh here. Oh, that worked out better. Pro tip, do that, not what I've been doing. Oh, awesome. Thank you, Underground. I appreciate that. Underground, you're the best. I have to admit, my mod definitely earns the food he gets. I won't lie. Not only does he make my cameras work, he also does all the links and is awesome in chat, so appreciate you. Oh, that didn't work. That was too sticky. Let's try this again.
Great job.
Power metal. Ah! Exact. Well, yes. Yes. And I like both. So let's be realistic. I enjoy. I grew up on a lot of metal. So there we go. That's much less fiddly than what I was originally doing. So we've got 5 of those down. And I'm just actually going to toss them in the fridge so they stay fairly cool. It's starting to get warm in here. And then we can re-roll what we've got. Don't overwork it too much though, just get it together as much as you can. So where does tactical snacking come from? Is there a story behind it? Because I would love to hear it. I think that's just a really cool username. Oh, my electronic leash is telling me that I need to go check on my cake, so we're going to do that. Let's not grab things with our bare hands. So as you can see, oops. Let's try a pot holder. As you can see, it has started to get nice and puffy. It's brown and golden on the edges. I'm going to give it, it's still a little soft, and I can still hear it talking to me. So I'm going to give it another 5 minutes just to really make sure that we're good and cooked through. Because we did have a little bit extra liquid from that, the apples. So even though we did use baking ones, we're still...
What the fuck was that?
Alright. So let's get back to getting some more crustage here. Because these need to go into the oven next. And then we can start on the appetizers. Nice. Awesome. That's really cool. I know it's weird because like I love hearing people's the origin of their usernames because it's such a wide variety. Like I know what's normal for one person is completely, you wouldn't think the story that's in your head is actually what it comes up as. Like mine's after my dogs, so. But it just seemed to fit. And now I think it's the perfect moniker for me. I'm gonna keep flouring a bit here because we're starting to get sticky because it is starting to get warm. Keep ahoy so ah! Well, I think they're both fantastic, so... Ah, that makes sense for the Mrs. name now. they're starting to get rippy. That's okay, we can squeeze them together. Not too bad. But yeah, this is the unfortunate part about making pastry at my place, is it gets really hot in here. Doggo shoot, yes. Yeah, no, I had a border collie named Bonsai and a German shepherd named Merlin. And while they are no longer with me, I have appropriated their names for commercial purposes. So let's get here. And once I get these settled in, I'm actually going to put them back in the freezer for about 5 minutes before I fill them, because otherwise we're just going to have buttery messes. That would not be any fun. Oh, what kind of dogs? That's awesome. I'm a dog person, I have to admit. It's not that I don't like cats. Unfortunately, I'm allergic to them, so I've just never been able to enjoy them like other people, so. Ah, yes. Yeah, both mine were rescues too. Actually, the German Shepherd, I call him a German Shepherd, but he was absolutely a Heinz 57. The Border Collie was just a farm dog. But I know that he had something else way back in the back, because he was not full Border Collie either. Alright. Just about ready here. We're going to get 2 more filled. We're going to get these in the freezer, and then we're going to start on the fillings for our appetizers, which is, you know, my favorite part. Dessert is great, but who doesn't love the snacks before dinner? Pit mix. Aw, I love pitties. Stab this guy. Got a bit of a air pocket. There we go. And then we'll just fix that up. Perfect. 2 more here. Yeah, you can tell how it's starting to get super, super hot, so. Oh, hit the wrong thing. Hi, Jane and Vera. Oh, that's awesome. How old are they? Alright. Well, that is my electronic leash going again, so, which is perfect, because perfect. Okay. I think we are literally golden. Yeah, not hearing anything more. It's got a nice bounce. It's got that beautiful golden crust on the outside, which I'm very happy with. I am going to do the double check. The only thing is, when you're doing it with a fruitcake, it really isn't as accurate, just because you're very likely to hit a piece of fruit as you're dipping down, but go. Skewer is clean. I am happy with that. We are going to let this sit in the pan, cool off. We're going to give it about 10 minutes. Then we're going to take a knife around the edge and release it. So, aw, 11 and 7. Aw, so cute. Okay, yeah, and like, check out that bounce. Got such a nice bounce. I'm so happy with that. That turned out absolutely perfect. I'm very, very happy. Alright, let's get back to the, 18-hour stream. We're about 2.5 hours in. I'm joking, it's not going to be 18 hours. It could be. You get me started talking about dogs, I could be here all night. Okay. Because the next thing that's coming up, which will actually be pretty easy, is the, we're going to do the filling for the stuffed mushrooms. And we're going to do the meatballs that are going to go into our cheesy meatball cups, which are also going to be using this same dough. And then we are going to finish off the puff for the puff pastry that we made to go with the gruyere and mushrooms and those beautiful caramelized onions. Now, if you like a little thicker of a crust in your pumpkin pies, you absolutely can go thicker. I personally am more of a fan of filling to appreciate. Ah, nice. Excellent. Milk tea for the win. These are getting slidey because they're so warm. Pop these babies into the freezer. Oh, I made 3. I don't know why I did. I only needed 2. I'm just getting so excited about talking about dogs and other food. Alright. Just dragging my fingers through that one. Okay. Good enough. We'll have some heroes and we'll have some zeros and we'll be okay. You can just put this back in the fridge. You don't have to worry about that. Yes, that milk tea is bomb. It's probably one of the greatest things that I've ever been introduced to, and I'm eternally grateful for it. So I'm just going to grab some plastic wrap, put that back in. Disciple, good to see you. Welcome in. Thank you for stopping by. Everybody, if you are not following Disciple, please do. Fantastic streamer. So much fun. Such cool visuals. And multi-instrumentalist. And just super blast to watch. So, yeah, make sure you head over to his channel. For sure. Ah, pho and milk tree. Oh, yeah. Milk tree. Milk tea! Yes. That sounds delightful. Alrighty. So I'm just gonna scooch some stuff out of the way here because we are going to get on to the savory part of the evening. Oh, Tactical, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it so, so much. And please, everybody, if you haven't already followed, make sure you are. I am super grateful that you chose me. I know there's plenty of places because I know how many people are streaming on a Thursday night. So I know there were a lot of places you could be, and you choosing me is huge. And I'm eternally grateful. Thank you so, so much. And I can't wait to see you again. And I will definitely check you out when you're on again. I just realized I was on the little camera. So yes, thank you so much. I appreciate you, and thank you for bringing your community to me. And yeah, we'll definitely catch up soon. Have a good night. Alright. I'm going to be saying goodnight to all of you if I don't get my ass in gear here. So let's get a move on. Shall we shake this a bit? Oh, I need Indy again. Funk Shop! Good to see you back! You missed all the fun. No, I'm kidding. What did you end up buying? You said you were going to the store. Were you getting food? What'd you get? Tell us all. I want to know. Start all over. No. But thanks! Actually, you know what? What am I gonna do first? Yeah, I'm gonna do the filling first. So, I have these insane portobello mushrooms. Like, check these babies out. They are gorgeous. Bow rolls. What? Why am I cooking then? That sounds way better than anything that's going on right now. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, they are absolutely beautiful. So we are going to do a really, really indulgent filling for them. It's going to be some sausage, a little bit, and cook it in 60 seconds. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so basically we're going to do something super indulgent. It's not necessarily Thanksgiving-ish, but, you know, it's just so tasty that I don't think anybody would be, like, super unhappy if you serve this to them, to be fair. So, what we're going to do first is we're actually going to get our mushrooms cleaned out, which is fairly simple. All you're going to do is you're going to take the stems out. You want to be very careful, though. And then all you're going to do is you're just going to take these gills out. Just the spoon, just like that. That's going to give you a nice flat surface. The gills tend to hold on to moisture, and that's what happens. You get soggy mushrooms. That's usually why, because they haven't taken the gills out. So just give them a good scrape and shake. If you get a little bit of this part, it's not too bad. You just want to make sure that you have enough of a cup to hold your filling. So, once it looks like that, you can set it aside. Oh, and move it under the bottom here. There we go. Oh, stuffed mushrooms are the best. I'm a huge fan. But they're fiddly work, so they are definitely food for company, or food for a special occasion, or food for Thursday over my sink once I'm done with you guys. Yeah. This is one of those things that Underground may not get as much as he hopes in payment. Just because... Now this one is a lot shallower, so I'm going to have to be way more careful. I'm sure this one's going to work quite so well. Oh, there we go. Just want to be super gentle. It's great. This is not like the #1 happy hardcore song of all time. I don't know what it is. Just saying. I'm sure Kat will agree with me. Or maybe not. And then I'd be interested to hear what you think yours is. This is the most popular one, I think. Not the best one. But when people think happy hardcore, this is definitely the song everybody immediately says, oh, bang, shooting star. And then anybody who says that, I highly recommend you go check out a record label called Vital Element. DJ demo back in the day, and it is phenomenal. And you'll be shocked at how many songs you actually know off the label that you had no idea was from them, just because, you know, nobody gave a shit about labels when you're dancing to it in the club. But yeah, Vital Element for sure. Get these babies done. This guy's pretty shallow too. And in case I didn't mention it earlier, and I know I've mentioned it on a previous stream when I was working with mushrooms, but you do not need to worry about your mushrooms absorbing water when you're washing them. Like, go ahead and wash them. None of this pussyfooting around with a paper towel and just brushing them off. Like, give them a good rinse. You know, let them run under the water, whatever. It's been scientifically proven that they do not absorb. And Shooting Star is a good song. They do not absorb any more water from sitting in a sink full to, you know, be cleaned off than they do from, you know, a quick rinse. I will link the study because it's... I always thought that, oh god, you can't get your mushrooms wet, they'll sog out, they'll be done. Not very careful, bonsai. That is not the case. So now we've got our mushroom miners. Don't get rid of this stuff. This stuff's really good. You can put it in the food processor, grind it up, put it in the freezer. It's an epic umami bomb for anything. If you want to put it in a spaghetti sauce, you want to put it in chili, you want to put anything. So yeah, definitely do not get rid of this stuff because it's delicious. It just unfortunately gets in the way and will sog out with our filling. Which is now what we're on to. So we are going to... I'm just going to move stuff out of the way because I've got so many things. Make sure I've got the right quantities. Granted, you can't really go wrong. Grind it up. Sorry. I read that in Prodigy. Just when I read that. So I'm hoping I got the same thing. Or are you guys talking about something that I'm just not aware of? At which point you better tell me the story because I'm kind of curious now. Alright, we need a bowl. Right. We need a whole lot of room is what we need. I just realized, like, it's funny, I realized the other day, I'm like, I start my stream, I look all nice and organized, and by the end of it, it's like, I look like, yes. Thank you, Gridlock. Yes, I read that. And now we are going to, before we get onto this, I realize I brought out Indie prematurely. We need to do a few more turns on our puff pastry if we're going to get any sort of layerage out of it. So, back we go. As you can see, it's still nice and mottled, which is exactly what you want. You don't want that butter all combined in with it. What happened? I leaving all the balls? Oh, the balls are coming back. No worries. No worries. We still have meatballs to make. We still have cheese balls to make. But I need to do some rolling of my puff pastry here. I'm going to do a couple more turns, and then once that's done, we'll be able to get it back into the fridge for about 15 minutes. Then we'll be able to roll it out and bake it off. We're going to cut it into squares. Try not to over flour, but don't let it get sticky on you either, obviously. You want it to move around. And again, the size isn't the main concern. It's the thickness. You want it about a 1/2 inch. And make sure you pick it up and move it every once in a while, just so it's not sticking to your mat. Kind of blown away I actually have rectangle, but let's get the kitchen measuring tape out here. Yep. Again, another envelope fold. Give it a 1/4 turn. Flour your surface. Flour your dough. You can give it a bit of a push to push it together, that's fine. And this is going to be our last fold, and then it's going to go back in the fridge. Alton Brown on washing mushrooms. Thank you! I appreciate that, Underground. You knew exactly who I was talking about. You've clearly heard me give this lecture before. If you see some escapee butter, just try and slide it back in there. Oh, if this doesn't go into the next song that mixes into this, because this is a mix CD. This is Anabolic Frolic. Ah! Remember that record label I was talking about a couple minutes ago? This is probably one of their signature songs. This is probably my favorite of all time. Again, DJ demo. Vital Element. Sure, we're staying pretty rectangular here. It's starting to get soft, so we need to get back at the fridge pretty quick. Yes, exactly. Yeah, what you're doing is you're basically, it's laminating it. So you're doing like butter, dough, butter, dough, butter, dough. This is the faster process. There's another one where you can actually have your dough and then put a giant block, a flattened block of butter in. So, size matter. What are you doing? But yeah, so basically what happens is you're going to have those spaces of butter touching your dough, dough, butter, dough, butter, dough. So once it gets into the oven, it all of a sudden puffs up, and the melting of the butter from the heat causes steam, and then that's what gives you those beautiful layers. I need to get this back in because my butter is starting to end up on my mat. So I've done those 4 times, which is perfect. We're going to let that back into the fridge for about 15 minutes, and then once that's done, we're going to roll it out one last time, cut it, and put it in the oven and bake it off. Okay. Now, finally, back to mushroom filling. Got sidetracked there. And now we can get indie. Alright. So for this, we are going to do some sausage, we're going to do garlic, cream cheese, some Parmesan, just make it really, really super indulgent because why not? Grab pan here. And the first thing we need to do is we need to get our sausage frying off. So I am using my favorite local brand. I'm using Irving's. They're an Alberta producer here, so if you are local, definitely try and hook yourself up with some of this because it is amazing. And I'm going to use gloves because we don't want to cross-contaminate everything. Although we are going to be using meat again later for meaty balls, so I'm not as concerned as I would normally be. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to start my pan up here, about medium high. We're just going to get that fried off. Thank you, Underground. I appreciate that. And this happened to be their August sausage of the month, which was made with garlic scapes. They sell all sorts of varieties, but they source the garlic scapes locally, and they are amazing. So we're going to get about 3 of these in there. Oh, you can smell the garlic in these. So good. So, so good. Alright. That out. That one. I'm going to do one more. Perfect. Slide this out of the way. And now oops. Just gonna grab a spoon so that we can start smashing this down, because that's the one thing about sausage is it's got such a high fat content that it tends to clump up, so you just want to get a good smush on it. So while that's frying off, I'm going to slide that off to the side, because what is better than sausage? Make sure you turn your handle so you don't hit it. Safety first, kids. Bacon. Who does not love bacon? And if you don't, I'm very sorry. You must have a very... Your pans are trash. Yeah, you can get some of their stuff at the Italian Center. Most of it's at the farmer's market. I discovered them at Old Strathcona, but they're at Bountiful. They also have a farm store, so... But they do sell their bacon, and they do sell their bacon chops, and they do sell... I think they might have some of their ground pork there as well, and their ground pork is amazing. Like, it's the only stuff I use. And we're just going to go in with the bacon. So these are the bacon ends that if you were here on Monday, you would have seen me use. And it's just the offcuts that don't make it into the beautiful packages. So, still delicious, still hickory smoked. And just going to give that a rough chop. slide that right in. And then we're going to move that out of the way. We are going to need the baking board again later, so I just want to make sure it's not touching anything else but doesn't go too far away. Oh yeah, the bacon is awesome. Just going to give my hands a quick wash there. This back here. We just want to get that browned off and nice and cooked through. It is going to cook a little bit in the oven, but you definitely don't want to give... The last thing you want to give anybody for Thanksgiving is food poisoning. COVID's a close second. Yeah, oh, eggs, absolutely. Oh, that's really cool, Disciple. Gridlock, yes. Eggs with bits of... Anything with bits of bacon. Let's be real. Anything with bits of bacon. Yes, the bacon leavings, which we love. Now, while that's finishing its little cook up there, we're going to get the rest of the good stuff, which is cream cheese that I've just had sitting out softening up, and Parmesan cheese, and we're just going to mush it all together in a bowl really quickly, and then we're going to add it to this, so it's sort of going to get melty and delicious. I just don't want to add it like right at the beginning, because that's just going to go blurp. Let's grab a bowl here. And let's put some Parmesan in there. Yeah, I was going to measure that and decided not to. I'm also going to grab some Worcestershire, which I left in the cupboard, so I will be right back. Sorry about that, guys. You would think for someone who read through everything 18 times today that she would remember what she was supposed to put out. Supposed to put out. And she did not. Parmesan or Parmesan? You know what? I'm guilty of saying both, so I'm not even going to... I'm not even going to weigh in. I am equally guilty on both. We're going to grab some pepper. We are going to grab some sea salt. And then I am going to, I know I took out, going to add some Calabrian chili. Just to get, oh, my spice, because you guys know me, I love my spice. I'm also going to give this a toss. I'm getting nice and golden brown here. Oops, as I fling it at myself. Good thing I wear an apron. Okay, that just needs a couple more minutes. So these are super spicy Italian and delicious. Ah, yes. Very good point, Tat. Agreed. I'm also going to grab a spoon because I need to mush all this together. And it is fairly spicy, so judge accordingly. You can leave it out completely if you don't want spicy. You can put in far less if you want it just a little bit of a hum of hint of heat. I've learned how to speak English, and then all we're going to do is we're just going to mush this together. And don't be too concerned if it doesn't completely combine, because you're going to end up mixing it in with the sausage and bacon once it's finished. So let's give it a good mash. You're dying. Why are you dying? I hope it's because you're hungry and this looks good. And this sounds better than bao stuffed with pizza. Although, to be fair, anything bao stuffed with pizza sounds pretty damn good right now. Okay, this is good. I'm going to turn that off. I'm just going to grab a trivet. Oh my god, that's funny. Oh, man. I don't know where you get these emotes, but yeah, they're pretty impressive. Okay, so we have our cheesy mixture here. We're just going to let this cool off for a second, and then we're going to combine the two. So we're going to let that cool off for a little more than a second, which is perfect because now we can get back to our pies. Yeah, I just saw that. I'm like, whose is that? Can somebody please let me know who's that? Oh god, Funk Shop, you and your emotes. You never cease to find the greatest ones out there. I'm not quite sure. Alright, so my crust should have cooled off enough that we can actually do something with them, which is perfect. We're going to grab our filling. I'm going to spin that in. Dr. Millsy, good to see you! Oh, everything's cooking right now, to be fair. We've done some apple cake. We're just about to do some mini pumpkin pies. I've just made a filling for some stuffed mushrooms. Yeah, we're sort of all over the map today. We're doing Thanksgiving sweets and treats, is what it's boiled down to, so just gonna put a little bit of this in everything. And if you, obviously I'm not gonna use all of this for just these, but this is definitely something you can put in the freezer.
I don't know what this is, but it's kind of hot.
Yeah, so we're going to do some. These are going to bake for about 20 minutes, which will be perfect because that'll give us time to do our next savory thing. I want to get all the sweets cooked off before we start putting savory things in the oven. And these aren't, like, it'll puff up, but it's not going to rise, so you don't have to worry about being, like, too far below. Oh, that's a really small one, so that's going to be way over, but that's okay. We've got some heroes, and we've got some ones that'll be really tasty. We've got some Instagrammy ones, and we've got some ones that will be the ones that I eat in the corner by myself later, so. And as I was saying, when you have leftovers of this kind of stuff, you can put it in the fridge and make more. Like, this recipe technically makes 24, so feel free to put this in the fridge in an airtight container.
I like this. This is cute.
Oh.
I want this inside of me.
Alright, so we're just going to give these a bit of a shake to settle that out, and then we're going to put these in the oven, 350, for about 25 minutes. We'll give it a check, and I forgot to change the stove because we're going to take a look at this absolutely stunning apple cake. I need to put it on a rack now, though. So, what I'm going to do is find a rack, and we are going to, our offset spatula, we're just going to, as you can see, it's already started to pull away from the sides here. So just give a little bit of a nudge. There will probably be a couple places where the apple has stuck, and that's to be expected. Just gonna do that. Make sure it's nice and loose. This is the beauty of using a springform pan. Presto. And I'm going to grab a longer offset. Just want to loosen it base a bit. It's still a little warm, so it's not going to move too well. But I am going to give it a bit of a nudge so that loosening continues as it cools, because as it cools it's going to contract. So get a little bit of help. Oops, got an apple there. And that's this. Oops, don't want to hold it upside down too long. What did I do with that special? Ooh, it's a little warm. Probably could have waited another 5 minutes or so. But I am happy with that. And now we're going to flip it over before it gets grid marks on the top. And there we go. I did break a little bit because it's a little too hot, but there we go. I'm very happy with that. It is super hot though, so I'm going to let that cool off to the side here because that needs some definite air. I probably should have waited a couple more minutes on that, but that's okay.
I don't know what this is, but it's kind of hot.
All right. So our pumpkins are in. We are going to combine our mushroom mixture. So it's the cream cheese, the Parmesan, the Worcestershire, along with the sausage and the bacon. That's going to warm through and make that really nice and smooth, and then we'll be able to stuff our mushrooms with that. The next thing we're going to start on is our beautiful best neighbor ever. Oh, yeah, I can imagine, like, you two would definitely be the best neighbors ever for sure. Alright, let's get this. Just gonna move around and get nice and melty. That's exactly what we want. But we didn't want to put it in too hot because then it would have just been a runny mess. You sort of have to hit that sweet spot where it's going to combine, but it's still going to hold some integrity in its structure. And to be fair, this smells so good, I don't even want to put it in mushrooms. I literally just want to put it in my face with a fork. Okay. That makes me very happy to see. I'm just going to check the seasoning. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Aw! Thank you for stopping by, Noob Sauce. Have a great sleep, and I'm sure we'll see you again soon. We always seem to be hanging around the same good places. But I appreciate you stopping by. Oh my god, I totally forgot to change the camera. Underground, you need to give me more of a kick in the ass when I forget to do that, because I'm literally combining all the cream cheese and everything here with the sausage. Mix, just getting it all nice and combined. And as you were unable to see when I was originally saying, you have to hit that sweet spot where it's melting and combining but not runny. So I think we've hit that perfectly. I'm just going to do a seasoning check because frankly I want to. Oh my god, that's amazing. Yeah, Noob Sauce, absolutely. See you soon. Make this, eat it with a spoon. Don't feel guilty. You have to spend time with people you don't like. Make sure you make a large batch of this. because that will make it all better. I guarantee it. Hungry but so lazy. I know, I have that feeling most of the... It's fun. I think that's part of the reason I stream is because honestly, if I don't make things, I don't end up eating anything other than like crackers. I'm the worst. And then all we're going to do is we're going to take this gorgeous filling and we're going to just generously stuff our mushrooms here. Oh, may not have made enough stuff. Okay. We get the really deep ones. That one's a little overstuffed. Shit. There we go. Shallow ones won't take quite as much. But yeah, you definitely don't want to be chintzy. Again, it's not health food. It's mental health food, and it just makes you feel better. You're surrounded by people. You go right ahead. You can eat all of these by yourself. And actually, if you want to bring something to, you know, make people go, oh my god, it's so amazing, this would be the thing. Because you'll definitely have those people that don't like you talking behind your back going, oh, they're amazing. I quite often do petty things like that. I call it petty bakes, where you make some overstuffed. Yes, it's not a term I'm used to, but I wanted to make sure, because some of these are really deep, I wanted to make sure they're all good and stuff. But yeah, there's no such thing as overstuffed. And then we're going to top them with a little bit more Parmesan and some pepper. Just try not to scrape my pan here with my spoon. Okay, well, now you don't need to share anymore, buddy. Just trying to make sure everybody got their fair share, but you are good. You are good. And I think we are good. Those look amazing. Okay, this guy looks a little overstuffed compared to this guy. That looks sad. There. Now we're all happy. Yeah, exactly. I made an error. Thanks, Underground. I appreciate that. I know I can always count on you to keep me honest. Alright, exactly. Pull more out and eat it. And then we're just going to sprinkle with more Parmesan.
I like this.
You never have too
this
much
is
cheese.
Cute. I want this inside of me.
And more schwack pepper. And we're going to let those sit until the pumpkin pies are done, because I don't want to put anything savory in with sweets. But that's fine, because that'll give us time to get apple crumbs off my stove and my puff pastry ready for my gruyere. So Indy is out of the way. Thank you for your service, dude. Appreciate you. 300 korma shots. Function, like I said, Funk Shop, you want to pay? That's like a... Anything about it? Oh, no. It's actually, these are really great trays, Gridlock. They're Nordic ware, and they're the anodized aluminum, but they've got a non-stick coating on them, so literally nothing sticks to it. They're amazing. And I love these. And they are available at Costco most of the time. If you wanted to be extra sure, you could put down parchment if you felt like it, but I know that these aren't going to be Yeah. Oh, for sure. If you want to just put down some parchment or just give it a good spray with Pam or whatever you've got, your olive oil spray, or just give it a quick rub down with some butter. I got these at the regular one. Parchment worked great. Parchment works super well, and yeah, just give it a quick spritz with cooking spray is totally fine too. All right, so now we are back to puff pastry, which has been hanging out in the fridge. And it's still a little soft, so I'm actually going to put it in the freezer for about 2 minutes because I need it to firm up just a smidge more. Because we are going to roll it out fairly flat, and then we are going to cut it into squares, and we are going to bake them with the mushrooms and the onions and, the gruyere, which I should probably grate. Wouldn't that be good? And you always want to keep your cheese as cold as possible. Fine vodka shot.
Great job.
Oh, no. No shots. No shots. I need to make food. Scissors. So, this is standard Gruyere.
Are you serious?
And I love
This
Gruyere.
is torture. You're torturing me and everyone else watching. Wait.
Yeah, Elizabeth, exactly. They're awesome. And they're really nice because they're a quarter sheet pan, which is a size you don't find a lot of places. But sometimes it's all you really need.
What the fuck was that?
Oh, Tat, I'm the pan, like, I have to stop myself sometimes. Because I see pans and I'm like, oh, that's such a good deal, and you never have too many pans, and it's like, maybe you can. It's entirely possible that I do. So, I had to cut the rinds off, because it does come with a fairly thin rind, but a rind nonetheless. Don't get rid of these. Make sure that anything like this, from a cheddar, a gruyere, parmesan, a reggiano, whatever it is, put it in a plastic bag, put it in the freezer. This is an amazing addition to soup, to stews, to chilies, to tomato sauces. It just gives you that little extra umami, so don't throw away your cheese rinds. So good. Yeah, I know, Kat, I hear you. There were a couple ideas that had happened tonight, and bakeware is currently out. But the idea is I'm just not going to have time to do them because you guys are going to want to go to bed. But yeah. Oh, Gridlock, thank you for joining the Discord. I will definitely, yeah, because it's, yeah. You can do whatever you want with them, but don't get rid of your cheese. Just don't throw them away, is all I'm asking. They just have that umami hit that you can't get anywhere else. So we're going to grate up some Gruyere. And we are going to double check on our timer, because I feel like I haven't talked about pumpkin pies for a bit. But probably because I didn't start the timer. But we're coming pretty well here. And take a peek. Yeah, we're starting to brown. Let's give those another 10. So, with these, you don't need a huge amount, but I love Gruyere, so I always overdo it. And I just love the nuttiness, and it goes so well with the mushrooms and the onions. So, it tells you to make a certain amount. Yeah. Yes. Exactly. No, it's not that... right now I have kind of an organization issue, just I can't figure out where I want everything. I have it all in one place, and then I take something out because I need it, and all of a sudden nothing else fits back where it was. So we're working on it. Got mushroom under my finger. That's terrible. Apology. There we go. Oh. Should. Yeah. Yeah, I love the nuttiness of Gruyere. It's probably my favorite cheese. Although, tactical snacking and the Comté, I totally agree with as well. Are you okay with Gruyere, Pat? It's just Swiss you're not a fan of, right? Oh, that is a nice pile of cheese. Better do a quality control just to make sure. Yep, that's the stuff. Okay, so I'm just gonna slide this into the fridge. Let's wrap it first. Slide that off to the side, and then we're going to get onto our puff pastry, and we are going to build these. And when I wrap my cheese, I like to do a layer of plastic, and then either into a Ziploc bag or a layer of foil. Either way, but I like to have it double wrapped. Just want to make sure you protect it, especially. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if you like didn't enjoy it or if there was. I know there are cheeses that I like better than others. Absolutely, so. Let's grab that puff. Manchego, yes. Oh. I like my cheeses sort of strong and funky and slightly challenging, I guess would be a way of putting it. I enjoy being challenged by my cheese. I enjoy feeling that little bit behind. Yeah, and I enjoy feeling like the sort of that bite behind your ear when you like eat it and it gets you right here. Like I like that. I like cheeses that make, feel like you've got sweat under your eyes once you're done with it. So, okay, so I am happy with how this looks. We are going to go ahead with the rolling process. Get a good bit of flour on here. I'm pretty impressed with the fact that I've managed to maintain a rectangle, which never flippin' happens. So cheers to that. Like, yeah, I triggered that one because I'm pretty impressed with myself. We are going to do this fairly quickly because it is puff pastry. We don't want that butter to get too warm because if it does, it's going to be too melty and we're going to lose some of that beautiful depth. It's still going to be delicious. It just won't be as flaky as we'd like. So. Cave-age Gruyere. Yeah, exactly. And that's my favorite bookshop. Database. Good to see you back. It's coming for the main attraction. Because I'm thinking, once we get these babies done, we're going to do the rosemary goat cheese truffles. And then I think we should be ready to go for the night. And again, get your forearms into it if you're finding you're getting tired. Just make sure you're turning it so it doesn't get stuck to your mat. You can see the butter is still nicely out there. Just try and keep even. And have really good music in the background so your heavy breathing isn't as noticeable. just about there. And I am going to trim the ends once we're done here. Alright. Now in this one I am going to line my tray with parchment just because there's going to be butter. And there's going to be cheese. And there's going to be onions. And there's going to be mushrooms. So there's going to be a mess. Pretty much. Can't avoid it. There we go. I'm going to my tape measure. This is not ideal for me knowing where everything is, and that's okay. Where's my kitchen tape? Because I had to repurpose my kitchen ruler, so I'm a little lost. Okay, so we're just going to off here. Make it. I don't know if you can see from there, but there's definitely layer upon layer upon layer there, which I'm very happy about. I'm trying to see. Just gonna do the same thing. Very quick. Just so we're even. We're going to build these babies because we need to get these into the oven pretty quick. Actually, it's a little thick this way. I'm just gonna go a little bit this way. Okay. Grab. Not literally, that's true. And we're just going to cut it middle. We're going to cut it into 4 pieces each, so again. You could leave them bigger if you wanted to do them as more of an entree type thing, as opposed to an appetizer, but since these are going to be snackies before dinner, definitely go a little bit smaller than you would with an entree portion. Perfect. I'm going to grab my tray. I'm also going to grab some parchment. These will definitely stick. You're making the bow thingies. Pizza bow is not a bad thing, and now I want to find out what that is in real life and make it a thing. Now, working pretty quick here. Just want to slide these out of the way. And to make sure your parchment stays in your tray, just give it a crumple. Because when you take it right off the roll, it never sits properly, so. Mausa? Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Oh, electronic leash is going. Let's go check the pumpkin pies. See how we're doing here. Where did I put my... Okay, these are looking beautiful. You could probably use another 5 minutes, though. That crust is still a little blonde. But I love the way that filling is setting. So we are doing well. That'll give us enough time to put together our beautiful puffs here. Oh, they're not going to fit on this tray, are they? Oh, I need a bigger tray. Miscalculated that. That's okay. They are going to puff a bit, so you want to give them a little bit of room. Cheese and meat, so yeah, pretty much. That's exactly what's happening. That's exactly what's happening. We're going to be doing the cheese and onions and mushrooms for this one. That'll work. You want to give them a little space to spread out. I'm gonna put these in the freezer for a minute. But yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Good luck. I totally read that too. So yeah, no, I don't know if you guys could see it. Like, can you see the lamination on that? Like, that's exactly what we're looking for. I'm super happy about that. If I had more of it left over, I would actually just stack it together. I would stack it together, put it back in the fridge, but for these two pieces, I'm not concerned. When you do have puff pastry stuff left over like this, when you store it, make sure you stack it. When you wrap it, you can give it a fold if you want, but don't do what you would normally do with like a pastry, which is like just roll it into a ball and stuff it back in the fridge, because you're just going to end up ruining all of your hard work on your lamination. Like I said, these pieces, I'll probably chuck on the tray, but I'm not too concerned about them. Those are minutes in the freezer there to firm up. That'll give me time to move this stuff out of the way. And then we should be pretty close to our pumpkin pies coming out. We'll be able to get our mushrooms and the puff in, which will only take about 15 minutes. It should be just enough time to make our final dish of the night. There were originally going to be balls. Unfortunately, there will not be balls tonight. My apologies. My apologies. Yeah, it's it's way later than I expected. So, yeah. So, you know what? We'll do the balls on Saturday, along with everything else we're going to be doing on Saturday because, yeah, we've got really cool stuff planned. Well, it's something different. Anyways, I think it's pretty cool. I want to do something with other options than just a giant bird for Thanksgiving. So I'm going to do turkey breast, butterflied and stuffed, roasted, and I'm going to do pork tenderloin. And I'm going to do a vegetarian option so that I don't want to leave out all my veggie friends. Yeah, so I'm going to keep going on that. I'm going to check my pies here. About a minute left. I always put my oven mitt down and then I never remember where I put it. I really need to have it attached to me. Ballless cooking. Is that my apologies? I don't even want to know if that's my apologies. Is that my apologies? Probably. Probably. Oh, I just had an oven mitt. Literally the worst. Okay. Excellent. These smell amazing. I'm actually gonna get to them now. Ooh, yeah. Okay, guys. Check these babies out. I am super happy with that. She's gotten nice and golden. I'm not going to play with it too much because it still needs a few minutes to firm up, but that filling that really beautifully. Yeah, you can give it a tap and it doesn't come away from you, so the smell is amazing. Oh my god, I love that. You know what, I'm not a pumpkin spice fan and I mock all the pumpkin spice shit that happens at this time of year, but there's just something about that smell.
This is cute.
You can't really...
I want this inside of me.
Can't really knock it. It's pretty fantastic. I'm just moving these aside because they need to cool off and I'm burning my hand. which is perfect because that'll give us time
Great
to
job.
put our mushrooms in. Oh, thank you.
I don't know what
All right.
this is, but it's
So-
kind of hot.
These beauties are heading in, and they're going to take about 20 minutes or so. I'm going to slide them in. I'm going to remember to set the timer. And I'm going to start that at 15, and then we're going to grab our pastry out of the freezer, because now we can build our puffs. And it's really quite simple. We're going to grab our onion mixture that we made earlier. These beautiful caramelized onions that I deglazed with balsamic. And we're going to grab our mushrooms that were just sauteed in butter. And all we're going to do is we're just going to grab a spoon because you really don't want to do this. Any of these be done in air fry? Absolutely. Absolutely. The mushrooms could definitely be done in the air fryer. Puff pastry in your air fryer, yes. In a basket style, probably not. I have basically it looks like a toaster oven style. So anything that is like the double doors or the fold down door, yes. The puff pastry could definitely be done. Mushrooms for sure. Even the pumpkin pies, anything that's a basket style won't work as well. So that's you could experiment, and if you prove me wrong, I'd love to hear it, because I just personally don't think that particular shape and the way you have to move it around and turn it as you're working with it is conducive to this working so well. When you're doing it with the one that has a door that folds down or opens up like French doors, you end up being able to reduce the amount of time that you're losing air, hot air, so you'd be luckier. That's just my opinion. So anyways, we are going to put a beautiful scoop of these gorgeous caramelized onions, which I could just eat with a spoon. They smell so good. And the other thing is, you don't have to make the puff pastry. You can buy the stuff in the store that comes in the package, which is just as good and so much faster. I just figured it'd be fun to make it. But please, like, if this sounds like a good idea to you, do the onions, do the mushrooms, and then just grab yourself a package of store-bought puff pastry. Just make sure that you let it defrost in the fridge overnight before you try and use it. And yes. Well, luckily, I have I need to pay my mod, and then it's also Thanksgiving, so I need to see my parents. So I'm thinking Underground and Elizabeth are going to be the main beneficiaries. For sure. Assuming that this doesn't all end up in my face by the end of the night. These are going to be messy. You also want to make sure that these have cooled off completely before you start putting them on your puff pastry, because you don't want to end up melting it. Oops. This is going to be messy. And that's okay. They're going to be delicious. That's all I care about. And any of the extra filling you have left over, just put in the fridge. Caramelized onions actually freeze really well for about 3 months if they're properly stored. Airtight container, Ziploc, that kind of thing. Scotch Bear, please do. Please do. I would absolutely love that. I would happily feed anyone who makes their way here. Or I just might have to travel and feed everybody else, because starting to get a little bit of wanderlust. Been seeing all the posts from California the last couple days, because of course the big thing happening right now is TwitchCon in San Diego. So see all these streamers that are out there. Like, yeah, I'm sorry, Database. Oh, well, hey, why don't you come up when we're about to do Christmas things? And you can join the rest of us doing Christmassy things. I think that would be a blast. Yeah, I grated more cheese than I needed, but that's okay. I'm literally going to put this in my face later, so that's okay. These are only going to take about 15 minutes, so should probably be a little faster just because, like I said, you want to keep puff pastry cool. And you also, like I said, you want to put it on a parchment because these are going to puff up and make a mess, because I have made a gigantic mess. So check these babies out. Oh yeah, never too much cheese. Exactly. Exactly. So I don't know about you guys, but I think these look pretty freaking amazing. And, oh, our mushrooms are going around so nicely. Let me get those right in there. Those are on the bottom rack just because you want to give them a little bit of an extra head start. Yeah, Dr. Millsy. 100% gonna happen. 100%. I'm just gonna take a quick second here to put this cheese away because I really don't want it. I don't want it going bad. That would make me sad. Meow! I'll eat them. Yeah, it's... I'm gonna try and be nice and leave some, but I may end up having to make more. It's entirely possible. And that's okay. I'm also just gonna store my cheese and my cheese rinds together for now. I just need to get them in the fridge before... There's nothing worse than cheese that's been sitting out. Yeah, it would not be pretty. Believe me, Dr. Millsy, I take the pictures on stream, and I do the bites for you guys, and then I hit stop stream, and it's not pretty. Not even close. I'm not gonna lie. It gets pretty crazy around here. And the best part is I don't actually have to be in the office tomorrow, so there's that. Which is even better. So while those... Oops! Sorry, I'm just trying to get some of this stuff into the fridge before... The rest of this stuff is all going to make a guest appearance on Saturday. So... Which is totally fine. You guys come for the balls anyways. I know you will. If I say there's balls, there will be balls. We don't quite have balls, we have mushrooms, some more half spheres. Yeah. Half a portobello on my billet, pretty much. Pretty much. Okay. Alright. Let's clear back here. That will give us just enough time to make our final treat of the evening, which is our rosemary goat's cheese truffles, which are pretty much basically goat's cheese, cream cheese, and some cranberries, more balls. Yes, I you know what? I knew there would be more balls tonight. I'd forgotten about these, but now I feel better because there are more balls. Fucking love you guys. Oh my god, that's so funny. So we're going to get some goat's cheese in here. I'm using plain goat's cheese for this. And I'm also going to... It says to use a plain cream cheese. I think we can do better. Oops. It's going to be a mess. And make sure you've let this come to temperature, because otherwise it's not going to mush around as well as you'd like. There we go. Just plain goat's cheese.
Wow.
Yeah. Only portobellos. Oh gosh. You guys are the best. We're actually going to, instead of just plain cream cheese, we're actually going to use boursin today. The garlic and herb one. Because it's Thanksgiving, we're getting fancy. So why not, right? And that in there. Spoon to smush this all together. Get that well combined. And to that, we are going to add some fresh herbs. So we have rosemary and we have oregano. Give those a good chop. Yes, Elizabeth, I had to buy oregano because I killed mine. So, you could use dried if you'd like. It's up to you. If you have access to the fresh, go for it. It is fairly potent when it's dry, so if it says to use a certain amount, have that when you're using. Dr. Millsy, there's a reason I walk around so much when I'm doing this, because, yeah. Snitched that emote. Oh. No herbs? We're just gonna strip our trees here. And that's the easiest way to get any of your herbs off. Just give them a backwards strip, kind of like when we used to She Loves Me, She Loves Me Not when we were kids. Those plants. You just want to make sure you don't get any of this woody part in the middle. Herbs keep me skinny. Ah. And oregano here. That's far less fancy. You just have to pull the shit off it. Not a big deal. But again, you don't want the big stocky parts. And if there's any that look less than appealing, definitely take them off. And finally, we're going to grab some parsley. You definitely want to make sure it's the flat leaf kind. Just want to get some freshness in here because this cream cheese and goat cheese is fairly rich. Harry snitches among us. Among us. Alright. And bring this to here. I think I've once again literally exhausted my entire knife collection with the exception of my fillet knife, which would not do anybody any good, so we're just going to run our knife through this. I don't know why I use this cutting board. It's got a weird bend to it now, and it just makes everything so much more difficult. It also likes to slide. Okay. Pretty close there. We don't want any huge chunks. Especially with rosemary, because rosemary is like super, super powerful. So really try to be careful. You've got that chopped up. The leafy stuff isn't too bad, but the rosemary you really want to make sure you get a good chop on. Dump that right in. Give that a nice big stir. Oh my god, that already smells so amazing. love that. Love, love, love that. And I'm gonna add some honey, just for a little bit of sweetness. If I can get it open. Who's innocent? Yeah, I have one, Elizabeth. I don't like it. It doesn't work for me. I've tried it. I'm not a big fan. Okay, we're gonna go check out our oven here because these should be getting there. Yeah, got about another 10 minutes on that. And so we're just gonna put a smidge of honey. You could use no sweetener if you want, but it's just nice to have that little bit of counterpoint to the really tangy goat's cheese. So I would highly recommend not leaving it out, but again, that's a personal choice thing. Yes, I do. I do. I don't know where it is. No, Elizabeth, I've got this, and then I've got the curved board that it goes on. I'm not a fan. I've tried it. It doesn't work that well for me, but that's just me. Okay, so we've got this.
What the fuck was that?
Oh. Alright, now I'm just going to give this a quick taste because I want to make it good for seasoning. Then we're going to start assembling what we roll them in once we turn them into balls. That's really nice. I am, however, instead of regular pepper, going to add a little bit of spice. I am going to add a little bit more salt, actually. It's not as salty as I thought it would be. Yeah. Give that a good mix around, and then we are going to be ready to build our balls. Now for these, this is the fun part, because you can pretty much make it whatever you want. I'm going to have a bowl, and because I am allergic to nuts, the typical sort of normal coating. Oh God, Dr. Millsy, my neighbors. I probably am pretty much the worst neighbor on the planet. I'm quite often cooking, baking, 3 o'clock in the morning. Mostly just because I am a procrastinator and I like to be late. It's too hot during the day sometimes, or because, you know, I'm just bored and I'm not tired. So, yeah, I'm the worst. I'm the worst. Normally, a coating for something like this would be a nut of some sort. Pecans, walnuts, almonds, things like that. Those will kill me. So, instead of making something that's going to kill me, I'm going to make, yeah, exactly, Tat. We're not alone. It actually makes me feel better knowing that I'm not alone, to be frank, because I'm like, who else is like in the kitchen at 3:30 in the morning, like making buttercream? So I'm glad to know I'm not the only one. I'm also not going to make anything that's going to kill me, so instead of a nut, I'm going to use pumpkin seeds, or pepitas, which are already toasted. And to that, just for some interesting flavor, oops, actually I'm probably going to need more than that. To that, I'm going to add, for a slightly different depth, I'm going to add some toasted black sesame, which just have that really nice, if you're missing the nuts, you'll get that nutty flavor from them. And then lastly, because I like a little fruit in my life, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who's a fan here, I'm going to add some craisins. You could use whatever dried fruit you want. You could use, I'm actually going to get the chop. You could use golden raisins. You could use currants. I just wasn't sure what I felt like when I took them all out, so
Emotional damage.
I would just recommend giving them a bit of a chop if they're sized like this, just because. Yeah, it's pretty much trail mix with cheese in it. So basically the best thing ever. Dried fruit's the worst, but just try and give it a bit of a work through. Some smaller pieces. And if you wanted to chop the seeds, you could too, but I'm not going to worry about that. I just know that giant pieces of craisin are a lot less likely to adhere. Oops. Raisins on the floor. That's a good place for them. It's funny, it's probably a good thing I don't have a dog, because they would literally be so ill after I'm done streaming. Yeah, cheesy trail mix, exactly. Just give that a bit of a toss. You're going to see like the craisins and the pumpkin seeds are already starting to adhere nicely to my hands. And then all we're going to do... DI Psychosis, good to see you. Oh, good night, Scotch Bear. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you have a great sleep, and I hope to see you again soon. Yeah, DJ Psychosis. How you doing? So glad to see you. Thanks for stopping in. You've just about hit the penultimate moment of the stream. Balls. It always seems to be balls. We're also going to teach Underground how to spell chow. That's literally the third way you spelled it tonight. It's kind of fun. Oh, something smells roasty, toasty, and delicious. So before we make balls, I'm going to check on our shroomage. Oh. Okay. Yas! Oh my god. Those look amazing. I'm just going to move our puffers up to the top rack. They need another few minutes, which is perfect. Look at that! Oh my god, that golden... Don't get your face that close to them. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that! So glad to hear that. And yeah, like I said, you're here at the perfect time because we are literally about to make some balls. Again. Or more. I'm just going to grab the right size scoop here. And all we're going to do, I need a plate to put them on. Grab something. Alright. So we are going to grab about a 2 tablespoon and a half, 2 tablespoon scoop of our goat cheese, mixed herb, boursin, and honey, little hot pepper in there. I'm going to give it a quick rub. I'm going to dump it into our trail mix, as Tat was calling it. Just going to give it a push. And then we're going to slide that aside, and we're just going to do that until we're all done. Which will be just about enough time to let our puff pastries finish. If you do find it's too soft to work with, you can put it in the fridge for a few minutes just to let it firm up a bit so it's workable for you. And if you don't want to roll it in anything, if you just want to make them like this, go for it. They'll be just cute little things that you can serve on a cheese board that people can take and, you know, have with crackers. Just give them a pat, and you'll need to put them in slightly a rounder shape again because they do disfigure when they go into the mix, so just make sure you give them a bit of a pat. And you're better off dumping it in and tossing it around, just so you get some on the outside before trying to stick it in. Thank you. Oh, nice. Oh, here's the Daniel Bob. Good to see you. Welcome in. Yes, I'm up late and I am making balls. pretty much all the 2 things you can expect from me. Being up late and making balls. And DJ Psychosis, I think these would be perfect with your wine right now. A little bit of a cheese board. Hope you're doing well, Daniel Bob. And this guy needs a little bit more help. Go. Oops. And as you can see, it's like anything. It's like when you're breading anything, you need to have a wet hand, dry hand kind of situation happening, and that's clearly not the case. Okay. Close here. And the other thing you could do with this is you could actually roll it into a log and do the same thing and then have it really, really, Oh yes, Denbob, how was your stream? I'm usually not on past you. But yeah, if you didn't want to do individual little balls like this, you could roll it into a log, which I think might be a good way to go with what's left here. Or I need a bigger plate. The easiest way to do that is to, once you rinse your hands off, rid of all the mess that you made on the outside. Yes, Daniel Bob, it is. It's this weekend, so that's why I'm doing some Canadian stuff, because I'm going to take advantage of it, because, heck, I'm going to take advantage of ours and your guys's. Why not, right? So check these babies out. Aren't those pretty? Wouldn't you be so happy to put those on the table? And those would make people so happy. I guarantee it. Sometimes you just need some cheese. Now, like I was saying, the other thing you could do with this is to make it into a log. And coat it or not, that's up to you. I'm smelling things, so I'm going to come back in a second here. Perfect. I do have enough time. Sorry. I'm starting to smell things, and when you start to smell things, you start to get concerned that you're not actually paying enough attention to things. So anyways, if you wanted to make this into a log, get yourself a piece of cling film. See if I can actually make this work. I doubt it. I've already fucked it up. Nice. Okay. So anyways, pretend you're not bonsai and get a relatively stable piece of cling film. Grab a spatula. Scoop all this goodness out of your bowl. And into the middle of your cling film here. And all you're going to do is you're just going to pat it, sort of try and get it relatively log shape-ish. And I'm just going to take your plastic, wrap it over, grab this bottom edge, and all you're going to do is you're going to take this top edge and you're going to push it back, just like that. That's going to give you the start of that log shape. And then all you're going to do is you're going to turn it over, do that again, turn it over, pull it again. Logs and balls, yes, exactly. Pull it over, do it again, and you can make it as short or as long as you want. You know, 8 inches or so is always preferred, but you know, that's some people. And then all you're gonna do once you've got that is you're just going to give it a good twist like that. Make sure it's solid. And then you can put that in the fridge, let that firm up. And then once that's firm, you can let it come to room temperature for about 5 minutes. And then you can roll it in your trail mix there. So it'll be easier to do once you've had this firm up a bit. So yeah, and this is also really good. Like you could serve it plain like this. You could slice it into discs. You could just give it a good cheese knife and let people whack away at it. It's whatever works for whatever you're doing. So I'm going to get some stuff out of the way here because we're just about to hit the main event, people. We really are. Like, I am kind of blown away, but we are in the home stretch. And I just realized I put this pan on the top of the hot burner. Not so smart. Okay. Oh, there we go. Whew. Are we ready? Oh my god, yes. Sorry, I need to change the... Sorry, I wanted to take a peek before I started showing everybody because I'm like, if this is a disaster, then, you know, at least I can pretend. But, ladies and gentlemen, boom! Yes! Okay, sorry. I'll behave now. I'm just going to get a few things out of the way here so that, you know, we'll be able to do a proper plate up of our various things that we've made today. Those are squid things, yes. I think she saw the clip. What? What clip? What clip? You clip me all the time. I have no idea what you clip me of most of the time, so I may have seen it, I may not have. I just need to get some stuff out of the way here, you guys, so that I can put this masterpiece of everything together, because I don't know about you guys, but I am losing my mind. It looks so good. So, flour all over my plate. There we go. Let's first off bring in our apple cake, which has had time to cool off. So, did you just see a wine bottle? No. Oh. No wine bottles here. It's balsamic vinegar at the stove. DJ Psychosis? Is it, that's what you're talking about? Balsamic. So we are going to get a slice of this beautiful apple cake. Now if you want it, oops, okay, as the apple falls out. If you wanted to, you could dust it with powdered sugar. I personally think it's beautiful as is, so I am okay with leaving it. Just gonna try and actually cut here. My knife keeps getting stuck in the grid of my oh, check out that texture. That is so beautiful. Look at all those pieces of apple. So delicious. Ooh, prime rib. Nice. Yeah, we do turkey. Thanksgiving and Christmas are turkey. New Year's and Easter are ham. So yeah, anyways, the texture of that is so beautiful and light and springy. So we've got a piece of that. And you could serve that with whipped cream or like a caramel sauce if you felt like. I just think the simplicity of the apples with the light butter is light batter is enough for me. Now I've moved those. We're gonna switch over to our little pumpkin tarts, because most people, you know, they need a little pumpkin in their life around this time of year. Yeah, caramel. Oh, don't worry, Elizabeth. There's caramel in the works. I just didn't feel like fighting with it today. And here is one of our absolutely beautiful pumpkin tarts. Nice sugar-based cake gravy. Yeah, exactly. Got that beautiful crumbly texture on our pastry there, and that keeps. I keep wanting to say frosting. Filling is set beautifully. Now, on to my other favorite parts of this. We need an oven mitt. I'm like, where's my oven mitt? Oh yeah, I threw it across the floor. I was so excited. We are going to go in with one of these stunning stuffed mushrooms. By there. And last but not least, like, come on. Look at those. This, I love you, my child, is getting the place of honor right there. That back out of the way so they're still warm. And you know what? If you wanted to decorate with a little bit more onion, more cheese.
I like this. This is cute.
Totally fine.
I want this inside of me.
And finally, need a ball. Who doesn't love a ball? Ladies and gentlemen, there.
I like this.
You have it.
Cute. I want this.
Thanks, guys. I'm glad they're getting that reaction. I was a little nervous that I'd be getting this one. Not gonna lie.
You like it? I love it.
That's not the one. This one.
Are you serious? This is torture.
Or this one.
You're torturing me and everyone else
What
watching.
the fuck
Wait,
was that?
Are you triggering everything, you guys? That's hilarious. Oh no, I was worried I was going to be getting this one.
You have failed me for the last time.
I was a little nervous I was going to be getting that one. Thank you, Dan and Bob. I appreciate that. So you know what, guys? It's that time where I'm going to actually remember to take a picture.
Emotional
Damage! I love that one so much. We are going to get all of these beauties into a photo because I always forget. Not that I'm really sad about forgetting, because then I just have to finish what I'm eating over here and then make another plate afterwards. So it's really not that terrible. Finish it off with the balls. Yeah, exactly. Oh, all right. We are going to get a picture of this beautiful, beautiful thing happening. Grab my other camera. Because when I open that one on my regular camera, it's like... Thank you, Funk Shop. I'm gonna need to hydrate once I get some of this into me. Ooh, really terrible color. Good. Crumbs. Oh, and please, if you haven't already, go buy this, download this album on Bandcamp.
I hope you have a
The link should be
fantastic
showing up
day.
in my stream elements fairly frequently. It's amazing. Alright, one more for posterity, and then we can dig in. Or I can. And I just realized this camera's the older one, and it doesn't work as well as this one. Sorry, guys. I'm terrible. I love this. This is what I do. This is when I'm bored, when I'm, unhappy. I love to cook. And the fact that I get to hang out with you guys while I'm doing it and make some fun stuff and have some great conversation is all I need. And then I'll look at the dishes and I might not be so smiling. Okay. Will not subject you guys to any more photo taking, making fixes. Yeah, exactly. It's literally... Yeah, you know what? It's definitely a stress relief. And it's even more of a stress relief. Yeah, dishes. Dishes are the unfortunate side effect of this, but I'm okay with it because you know what? I get to put stuff like this in my mouth and in other people's mouths, and if I get to show you guys how to make fun stuff and eat great things, then that's all I care about. I'm gonna start with the ball. Getting a little soft. Mmm. Balls deep. 100%. Oh my god, that's so good. Very rich to be eating just on its own. You would definitely want to put that on a cracker or crostini or something because so good. I'm leaving these for last because I know they're going to be my favorites. So I'm going to go with the apple cake. That is so good. It is super light. Happy Thanksgiving, yeah. Oh, that's really nice and light. I'm really happy with that. Like, and that apple, like, despite being in the oven for 45 minutes or so, that apple still has that little bit of crisp. That's why you want to use a really firm baking apple. So like a Honey Crisp or a Jonah Gold, a Fuji, or a Granny Smith if you like that tartness. I don't really like Granny Smith, so Honey Crisp is what I used and definitely worth it. There's no crying in balls. Alright, we're going to go for the tart next because I am dying to see this pastry. This plate is also very warm and I need to put it down. Just gonna... Oh, look at that flake of tart there. Ooh! Oh, look at that! Just so nice and crumbly, and that filling is perfectly set. You can see it's not moving around, which is exactly what you want. You can get a picture of the pastry. So nice and flaky. I don't know if you can really see it well there, but and some boogie apples. That filling. Oh. You know what? If you're bored
I like this.
of pumpkin by the end of
This
this
is cute.
season,
I want this inside of me.
get this one. Because it's really not overly anything. Like, you know how so many places are like super sweet pumpkin? This is not that. This has got that really rich, earthy hint of spice, but not like super, because some of them are like super cinnamony, which is also, yeah, it's smart pastry touching. Okay, I'm gonna need a knife for these actually, because I want to show you the cross sections before I put these in my mouth. We're gonna go in mushroom first, and this is our cream cheese, parmesan, bacon, and sausage, portobello. Check that out. Oh my god. So yum. So yum. For ball apples. Yes, for it's all about the balls here. And if it happens to be apples, it's still balls. So that was beautiful. I'm very excited to get that in my face for sure. I'm just gonna put a smaller bite because that is not gonna eat. But it is gonna be delicious. And of course, last but not least, this absolutely stunning caramelized onion mushroom. Listen to that crunch. Caramelized onion, mushroom, and Gruyere puff pastry tart with homemade puff pastry. Look at that lamination on the side there. You can see it's all beautifully browned on the bottom. Got that onion and that, oh. Yeah, I'm literally just, yeah, like that was stuffed mushroom, it looks like. Yes. Tactical. Welcome back. This is the stuffed mushroom. So it was cream cheese and parmesan and sausage and bacon and some extra parmesan just because on portobellos. And then these are our Gruyere, and I'll actually I'll get a full one to show you. our gruyere, sauteed mushroom, and caramelized onion on homemade puff pastry. A little extra crisp on there, so. Well, I'm glad you decided to stop in, because you're literally just hitting the last and the best part, which is where I get to put this stuff in my mouth. So let's... Dude, I'm so excited for this mushroom, you have no idea. Ugh. Oh my god. If I can find the mushroom. There's so much stuff in it. Oh, that is so good! Agreed, Tactical. It's totally a pain. I'm actually kind of shocked that it worked as well as it did, because it got really warm in here for a while, so I'm super happy. Oh my god. That perfect combination of that garlicky sausage with that bacon for that nice salty kick, and then that little bit of the Calabrian chili. And then portobello mushrooms are so good. You've got that beautiful earthy umami, which who's gonna say no to that? But I literally, this is the star of the show for me. I have a feeling so. I will gladly pray to any deity that comes up with that, because damn, that is so fucking good. Like, so good. You guys, like that pastry is so crisp, and it didn't lose as much butter as I was fearing. No, it's a good thing we put it in the freezer before we built it, put it in the oven. So definitely want to make sure that if you do attempt this and your kitchen is as hot as mine, that you try and keep it as cold as possible. And that's true with any pastry. But, I can imagine database. I can imagine. Those actually do sound pretty exciting. But yeah, like that puff pastry just worked out so well. Like the layers here again. Like, look at that. So beautiful and crispy, and then you've got those gorgeous onions and mushrooms and that gruyere, which works perfectly. And then of course, because I put so much gruyere, you've actually got a little cheese skirt, so that's even better. Like, yeah, I'm literally doing the flippin' Shannon happy dance right now because it's so good, so good. Yeah, no kidding, right? Goes this, yeah. Oh, that's a good tip, Tad. I didn't know that. I'll definitely get... Oh, you know what? I did know you need to grind your shrooms. I gave that tip earlier. Yes. Yeah, no, it's a pain in the ass, and if you've got the right conditions and it just happens to work, I'm just super pleased that it worked while I was doing it here. So that's a bonus. But yeah, no, you guys, I think this was a pretty epic night. Other than the fact that I didn't get to everything I wanted to make, I think what I did get to make was amazing, and I couldn't thank you all more than enough for hanging out this long, because oh my god, 4.5 hours, and keeping me company, and the subs and the bits and the follows. I greatly appreciate it. Tactical, for your raid, that was so kind, and I'm so grateful that you brought your community to me. And for everybody, like, I know there's a lot of things on a Thursday night that you could be doing. Oh, Elizabeth, I love you. Thank you so much. Have a good sleep. And yeah, no, I know there's a lot of places you could be, because I know before I went on, there were like 20 people on. So I'm super grateful that you decided to spend some time with me. Don't forget, tomorrow, 9 p.m. Mountain is Underground Rescue Channel, who's my mod and is also a fantastic person. Saturday will likely be 10 p.m. Mountain, 9 p.m. Pacific, for database. And I will also be back on Saturday doing some mains, but I'll be on in the afternoon, so plenty of time between. And I'll need the bays to be on so I can work off whatever I eat. But anyways, thank you so much. I love you all, and I am so happy that everything turned out today, and I'm so excited to go sit in a corner with my balls, among other things. Oh, Tat, thank you so much. Tat, Cat, and Daniel Bob, and Database, and Gridlock, you know, Nick, and Funk, and just all you guys. Tactical, thank you so much. Have a great night. I enjoy having you all here, and I appreciate you so much. And of course, Elizabeth, Underground, I love you. And I'm gonna actually... You got no one. Gridlock! Oh my god! Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The XP, Madame Voltaire, and Minimus Man, thank you. Oh my god, that is... Wow, thank you so much. I am incredibly grateful that you think I'm worthy of these things. So, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Legend. Legend doesn't even begin to cover it. I'm literally awestruck that you guys like spending time with me and that you like what I do. And thank you. I am truly grateful that I provide some value to your life, because you guys being here provides so much to me. And I know how lucky I am that I actually get to spend time with you guys. So thank you. I am blown away, and that's incredibly amazing. And I'm gonna check and see if I have any raid targets. Of course I don't. Hang on. I don't know how to work my computer. Let's go with that one. Boy. You know who is on? We have Booty Mashup. If you guys are cool with Booty Mashup, let me see can you check and see what they're doing underground? Because Booty Mashup's a beautiful collective, and it's a whole bunch of different people, so I'm never sure who's on at any given time. So, no, I can do the raid. I just need you to check and see who's on. Like, is it, Adriana, or... You feed the strays, so keep coming back. Absolutely. Absolutely. I will happily have you all come back anytime. Either that, or I see Emilia Music is on as well. Sorry, I'm just looking at the people that I follow that are actually still live, so... Unless there's somebody... Or is there someone in Food and Drink Underground that you might want to head over to? Yeah. I am happy to feed all of you all the time. It's an after party, just music. Okay, do you want to do... Is there someone in Food and Drink that sounds good? I can't really tell right now. Let me... My first day. Computer that I can actually sort of work. Let's see who's working out here. Oh. Alrighty. You know what? Let's head to Emilia. Or Shotgun Shima. No. You know what? Let's head to Emilia Music. I think everybody's had enough food for tonight. Yeah, I've been raiding my fridge. What is Shotgun doing? I'm trying to find it. Same. We all need to get a big house together and just live together and do that, because that would just be so much more fun. Eric Anthony. Oh, okay. Excellent. Do you want to set that up? Is it all one word? Oh, we have a chef. Exactly. I would happy to be the house chef. Just need to have all of you around so I can cook for you. That would make me happy. DJ Eric Anthony, perfect. Okay, let's do that. DJ underscore. Oh, thanks, Underground. Sounds like a plan. I think we could all use a little smooth because this has been pretty hectic. Again, thank you all so much. You got it? Okay, yeah. Because you seem to be a few seconds behind me here, so I'm worried that we're lagging a bit. Yes, everybody have a great night. I love you guys so much. I will be back Saturday. Make sure you catch Underground tomorrow. And yeah, I apologize if you hate Madman. Good to see you. So glad you were here. I appreciate you. And thanks, Spunk Shop. I love you guys. I love you. I love you. I love you. And yeah, I will see you guys on. Well, I'll see you in chat tomorrow. Good night. And I will. Oh, I can't wait to hear all about it, Funk. I can't wait to hear it. Tactical, yes. Thank you again so much. So grateful you came by. And yes, Database will be on Saturday. Underground will be on tomorrow. I'll be on Saturday. It's going to be a fun weekend. We got more food. We got Thanksgiving. We got some music. And Underground, if you're ready to punch it, I'm ready to say goodnight. I love you guys. Mwah. We'll see you next time. Drunk Cindy night, right? It's birthday!